wasn't okay with it, but I knew it was like what needed to be done in order for me to grow and be like the best person that I could be. And in turn, it was the best decision. Like looking back on everything, it was the best decision for me. But
sometimes like the hardest ones are like the best ones, you know?
For sure. And that was just something that like I think brought on the anxiety like even more, was because I was already like an overthinker. I already was like an over worrier, and then combine those with three major life decisions that I had made at that point. And I was just like overwhelmed, like, what in the hell am I doing? I was constantly thinking like, did I make the right decisions? Did I do the right things here? And I think that just, revved that up in me more so. And it took a long time for it to go away. And then things over time, I had some other crazy things that had happened, throughout the years at that point that are probably for a different podcast.
Yeah.
But I think having the ashwagandha at that point, I discovered ashwagandha like at that dosage, I would say about a year ago. And it was a true game changer. And I didn't realize at the time, like it was that much of a game changer. Like I noticed like, oh, I'm not waking up with like, this weight on my chest or my heart racing or anything like that. But then actually when I had my breast augmentation done, I had to pull all herbal supplements 2 weeks before.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Right. And I didn't even know that was the thing. So I pulled all of my supplements 2 weeks beforehand, and then I couldn't start taking them again until 2 weeks post-surgery. So I was off for a whole month.
That's crazy.
And when I tell you, I felt that come back on immediately as soon as I stopped taking it, I did. And that was like a whole shit show in itself, when I've never had surgery before. So I'm already like overthinking. And then on top of it, I don't have the ashwagandha to help me with my stress and anxiety.
Oh my, I cannot even imagine not being able to have something like, cause I'm like, I feel for you, cause surgery freaks me out like no other.
Well, I think we should do a podcast on that too. Like my whole breast augmentation.
Oh, I think that's such a great topic. Yeah.
It's not talked about very often, I feel. And I think there's a lot of things that no one thinks to ask or no one tells you about that you should probably know beforehand. And I feel like just breast augmentations in general now are becoming so popular. That you kind of need to know, what to ask and what to expect, because like I was lucky. I had a fantastic plastic surgeon who literally, I think, would have answered the dumbest question that could have been right in front of my face, and he would have done it with a smile. But there are a lot of them out there that don't really answer your questions. They don't really tell you a whole lot.
And like, you're very lucky. Like I've heard so many, I don't want to say so many, but enough to where it's like, bad doctors are out there. Like, it's so important to vet your doctor, to find someone that answers all your questions. And because that's like your right to know those things. And a lot of doctors just make you feel like almost like you're a burden asking them. And something that's like, I don't want to say like life, I don't even know if I would say like the word life changing, but like something that's so important. It is life. Then I will use that term, like life changing, because imagine if it goes wrong. Like it's not a major surgery, but like imagine if you're a surgery like that, something you're getting to like make you look better in your eyes. If they botch that up, like I couldn't even imagine. Well, like what happens if you get like a doctor that gives you a uniboob? That'd be horrifying. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure. I mean, I don't even like, that is definitely a good point, but also just the fact too of like, make sure that, again, this is going to be a whole other episode, but when you're paying for something like that and you're wanting a certain result, you make sure that the doctor knows that. I mean, I can't tell you how many girls that I talked to that said oh, well, I asked for this size and they actually ended up giving me this. Or I asked for this and this is what I ended up getting. And it's like you pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get, you know, this all this body altering surgery that you're hoping is going to make you feel better and you end up feeling worse.
Mhm.
So again, that's a whole other topic of discussion for a different podcast. But I think too, just making sure that you always ask, and this isn't even just about like the plastic surgery. This is anything in life. Make sure if you have a question on something, you ask it.
Yes.
And that will take stress off of you
Oh
like
my
no
gosh.
other. I mean,
100%.
I was always that kid that was like afraid to raise my hand and ask a question because I didn't want to look stupid or I didn't want to, you know, give any sort of sign of weakness or anything like that. But I think looking back, if I would have asked more questions, I would have learned a hell of a lot more
Mhm.
in school than what I did.
Oh, I agree.
And
Like,
that would have saved me from a lot of different life experiences, whether it be, jobs or just different things that you go through in life that you don't necessarily want to ask too many questions and be like, quote unquote, that person.
mhm.
But you're just going to worry about it and you're just going to ask those questions anyways in your own head. And then you're going to wonder.
That is such a great point that I did not even think about. Like, think of how many times you're somewhere and all you want someone to do is ask. You know what I mean? Or like
Right.
you said, like, you don't want to be that person, but how many times have you run into that person and you're like, oh my God, thank God that person asked that. You know what I mean? Like, cause I didn't know what I was going to, like, what the next step was to do, or like, and it's something small, but with all the different stresses going on, like in life right now, why add one more extra one? If you don't need to, if it's just a simple thing of like asking a question and getting more information, like just raise your hand. And as weird as it sounds, like I also think that kind of helps give you more confidence and more like courage. You know what I mean?
It does.
Like think of how many times you wanted to ask a question and you chickened out, and then like you kind of like you're like, man, like almost like you let yourself down. Like I couldn't even raise my hand and ask a question.
Yeah. You wish you would have asked it.
Mm-hmm. 100%. I think that's a really good point.
For sure. For sure. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Again, we just wanted to talk about stress and, how we handled it, the different things that we've dealt with stress. We recommend, again, sleep, ashwagandha, the L-theanine that Heather talked about. We will put some links in our description of where you can get these products. They've helped us significantly, and we hope that they can help you as well too. If you have any other questions or concerns, feel free to DM us about our experience with the supplements or stress or anything really. So with that being said, I think we're going to sign off for today, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Hi, guys.
Bye.